Hey everyone, if you like my podcast and you like my comedy, please go on to my Patreon page, Greg Larson on Patreon. You can find links on my Instagram. You support me making comedy. I make this podcast. The more support I get, the more I can make and make little videos. I make little comedies. And you help me, and that good. Please sign up, Patreon. You get this episode without ads and all the episodes without ads. Hello, I see ya.
The Greg Larson Show. The big unit is ready to go. The Greg Larson Show. Muck around on the Mazapan. A fresh custard in his hand. The greatest podcast in all the land. Greg Larson Show. Yeah. Great, just what we need, another podcast show.
Welcome back to the Greg Larson Show for another episode. This is a special Queensland Christmas. It's not Christmas anymore. I couldn't get it done over Christmas. I was too full of ham and beef. But now it's just after Christmas. I'm sitting in my parents' house in Queensland after just having hid while my mum caught a huntsman spider. I'm 41. And I'm recording this episode in a beautiful Queensland summertime. And I don't have my Rodecaster here, which is the device I use to play little sounds. So I'm just going to have to raw dog it. We're going to raw dog this episode. I could add some sounds in after. In fact, as I'm saying this, I realise you can do it in post. Maybe I'll add a couple little sounds in post. I wonder what sound I'm playing right now. Poinus. I want to make an episode where I talk to the fellas. I have a little chat to the fellas, to the dudes, right? Because, well, I was going to say I don't know the demographics of my podcast, but I actually do know the demographics of my podcast because you have, when you do a podcast, there's a little thing that says like who's listening to your podcast, and it's a lot of dudes. It's a lot of men. I'm wondering if you can see a breakdown here. No, I can't. Actually, you can't. I can't see the men. I can't see men. I can see countries. I assume it's a lot of men. I mean, you know, it's the podcast. And I'm a white dude who loves video games, and you know, the dudes are going to listen to me. They're going to listen to my opinion. They're going to go, "What's this guy got to say?" And I'm going to fucking tell you. But I have people. I've got 400 people in Canada who listen to this podcast. I've got 3 in Saudi Arabia, 44 in South Africa, 4 in China, 5 in Iceland, 1 in Peru. And I got people all around the world. I got one in all around the world. I got 98% in Australia, and then a couple of little sprinkles over in other countries. But I just want to talk to the dudes. I want to talk to the fellas. I want to talk to the fellas about, you know, and hopefully, I don't know if there's anyone who's, I mean, you know, you're listening to my podcast, you probably have political beliefs kind of locked in. But, I like to think that maybe there's someone here who's listening who's like maybe a 19-year-old dude who's like, you know what? I could go either way. I don't know what my political opinions are. I'm confused at the world. And I'm here to tell you that if you want to become part of the hard right, people sometimes say the alt-right. I don't like the term alt-right because it makes them seem cool. It makes it seem like right-wing politics is cool. It's alternative. It's like alternative rock, like the Smashing Pumpkins and Jane's Addiction and other current modern bands that people are currently listening to. Alt-right sounds like it's cool. And it's not cool. It's full of nerds like me. But there's people out there who are tempted by the call of the right, the call of the conservative, the call of the MAGA crowd, the Liberal Party. And when I say Liberal Party, for my 5 Iceland listeners and my 1 Peruvian listener, in Australia, like I know that in America, when people say liberal, they tend to mean left wing. Like, oh, he's a liberal. He's a communist liberal. But in Australia, we use words correctly. So when we say liberal, we mean, the actual definition of liberal, which is, small government, neoconservative kind of, blah, blah, blah. The Liberals are the Conservative Party, right? And Americans referring to left-wing as liberal is just an incorrect statement because Americans are just yuck. They're yuck. Except for the 3,000 who listen. You are cool. You are actually really cool, and you've congratulations. You're smarter than the average American. You're listening to a high IQ podcast. I might add some fart sounds in post there. But I just want to say that I am a man, as I say, I'm a fat white man who goes on Reddit, who goes on computer games. I know about Elden Ring. I know about, I play Helldivers. I'm like a fucking level 56 star marshal in Helldivers, right? I don't know if it's something marshal, death marshal, I don't know. But what I'm saying is I am the perfect candidate for the hard right. For the MAGA crowd, for the Jordan Peterson crowd, for the, let's destroy wokeness crowd. I am the perfect candidate. I'm the perfect candidate to be someone who has a blue tick on Twitter, now referred to as X from Elon Musk, which I keep forgetting. I'm going to delete that. I might even delete that now after this podcast. Get off X. It's a waste of your fucking time. That's a whole other thing. But get off it. What's the point anymore? It's fucking shit. It's even worse than it used to be, and it was already fucking bad. Get off it. It's garbage. I'm doing it. I'm deleting my X. But anyway, I'm the perfect candidate to be one of those hard right fuckwits because I'm a fuckwit. I'm a big fat white fuckwit. And I'm an angry man, and I know I'm the perfect candidate, and I know they want me because all my YouTube recommended videos, every single one of them is just Jordan Peterson destroys, the 20-minute diatribe on how feminism is ruining video games, all like, oh, watch out, there's drag queens are poisoning our kids with arsenic and they're going to turn them into hermaphrodites. And they're going to eat they're going to watch the Ghostbusters all-female remake in a big pedophile shed. It's a shed full of pedophiles, which lefties like. And they watch the all-female Ghostbusters remake and dance with drag queens and eat their penises. They bite off their own dicks and they eat them. And that's the future that is coming unless Elon Musk saves our dads or something like that. Like that's the vibe of all my recommended videos on YouTube. And I want to say that on a fundamental reptile brain level, I'm tempted. I've been tempted my whole life. I've been tempted to join the dark side of the Force. I have. Because, again, on a fundamental level, I kind of get it. On a reptile brain level, I kind of get it. And you know why? Because I'm angry. I'm an angry man. And right-wing politics, conservative politics, hard-right politics, they really are based on one simple principle. All of their policies, every policy from the top down is based on one simple principle. And this is true now. It was true in the 40s. It was true in the 50s. It was true probably 2,000 years ago. Conservative politics are based on one simple principle, and that principle is fuck you, go fuck yourself, fuck off. That is the basis. That is the basis for every policy, every idea, every ideology, like every thought they have is based on fuck you, go fuck yourself, fuck off. They're like, and I can get that. I can, like, on a primal reptile brain level, I can sort of get behind it. Like, because fuck you. Because fuck off. Sometimes you're just angry and you're just like, oh, fuck off. Shut up. Fuck off, cunt. So I can kind of understand the lure. The lure of the hard right. I can kind of understand it on that sort of basic level because, at the end of the day, conservatives are trolls. They're trolls. They're people who think it's enjoyable to see people get upset. I mean, you look at Trump, right? You look at Trump, like literally the entire Trump platform was make liberals cry again. Again, they're using the term liberal in the incorrect way. But, they say make liberals cry again. There was that insane Trump ad where there was like a sun with like Trump's face and all these liberals flowers screaming. It was like a Teletubbies thing. That sounds like I've had a fever dream, but I just promise you look it up. It's like, I can't even remember. Look, Trump, sun, liberals, flowers, look it up. Google it. Like their whole campaign, and you see conservatives in America, they do things, right? Like there's a thing that people do in big trucks. They call it rolling coal, and they get a giant exhaust pipe sticking out the top of their truck. And I don't even know the science of it, but they just make thick black smoke come out because fuck you, because fuck the environment, fuck your mum, fuck the environment and your mum, root your mum and fuck the environment. That's what they believe. Right? Their entire policy, their platform is fuck you. And they'll do anything. They'll betray their country to say fuck you. They'll be like, yeah, Russia's sick. I love Russia. Fuck you. They'll put they'll put their own lives at risk. I mean, you see like the pandemic people during COVID that were marching through the streets of Melbourne every day. They're not upset about vaccines, not really. Like some of them are. Like some of them are crazy, of course. Obviously, there are plenty of people who are, nutso, who actually think that vaccines are a 5G conspiracy, whatever. The rest of them, they don't care. They probably get vaccinated. They know that vaccines work. They know that masks work. I mean, obviously they work. They've been using them in hospitals for a long fucking time. But also, fuck you. That's their thing, is like, yeah, but fuck you. Because at a fundamental level, conservatives and hard right people and all those right-wing fuckwits, their entire political ideology is based on the fact that they look at a lefty and see someone with a nose ring and one side of their head shaved and green hair, and they're like, yuck. Fuck off. Yeah. And they vote for whoever is against that person. And to people who might be on the fence, to people who might be lured by the dark side, who might be like me, who see that constant algorithm of feminism evil, Jordan Peterson destroys, LGBT kids are going to eat our mums. Don't do it. Don't join the dark side. Because at the end of the day, if you break it down, right, conservatives love to say facts don't care about your feelings. Well, here's a fact. Conservatives, right-wing people, they are wrong. They're just wrong. They've always been wrong. They always will be wrong. Throughout history, they have been wrong. They are wrong about everything. There are only two kinds of conservatives. One, brainwashed people. People who have been completely brainwashed into believing something that is incorrect. Two, grifters. Grifters who know that what they're saying is bullshit, but they don't give a shit. Some of them are a little bit of both. but they are wrong about everything. And that's like a big reason why, I love to be angry about things. I love to say fuck you to people. I love to be upset. It's one of my core values, being upset, being angry. But they're wrong. They're wrong about every single thing. Throughout history, they said, when gay people get married, then, we're going to marry dogs. They said that, if black people have rights, then they're going to eat us. They said, you can't let women vote. They'll bloody vote for kitchen supplies and pretty bows on the buildings. They are always consistently on the wrong side of history over and over and over again. Everything they do is wrong. It's fundamentally wrong. And, they're either wrong because they believe it or they're wrong because they've been paid off and they're lying, right? Like a good example in Australia, Peter Dutton, for those one Peruvian listener and 3,000 American listeners, Peter Dutton is the opposition leader of the Liberal Party. We use the term liberal correctly. He's a conservative. He's like a bald Voldemort-looking fuckhead. People say you shouldn't make fun of him for his appearance, but I say go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself, Peter Dutton, you Voldemort-looking cunt. But what was I talking about? Yeah, he's bad. No, yes, he is saying that we need nuclear power, right? He's putting forward this agenda of nuclear power. He's saying we need nuclear power in Australia. We need to remove our long-standing ban on nuclear power. We need to create nuclear power. That is the way to get clean energy in the future. Now, I'm not really going to weigh in on the nuclear power, clean energy debate. That can be a whole other episode, except to say this. Peter Dutton now is either wrong or a liar, and he's a liar because he's a grifter and he's a rape apologist and he's a bunch of things, right? But Peter Dutton in this case is straight up lying to you, and the reason he's lying to you is because he takes bribes from the coal industry. He's lying. He's saying, nuclear power is going to fix all our problems and it's going to cost, X amount. We know it's not going to cost that much. It's not going to fix the problems. It's not going to be ready for another 50 years at a minimum. In the meantime, what do we need to fill the gap? More coal plants? Okay. He's lying. He's just straight up lying, right? It's a lie. It's just a demonstrably false thing that he is putting forward. Yet for some reason, the media is unwilling to say in straight up terms, he's lying. Obviously he's lying. We all know he's lying. But everyone's like, there's differences of opinion. No, there's differences of opinion. And then there's just a cunt who's lying about a thing because it lines his pockets. You dogs, you cunts, you fucking cheaters.
Oh, Daddy.
And at the end of the day, I don't think conservatives, I don't think the hard right could functionally exist if all they talked about was economics and power plants and environment, because all the things that they talk about in those topics, they're wrong, right? Conservatives think that climate change isn't happening. It is happening. They think it's not. Maybe some of them are like, it is happening, but it's not man-made. Yeah, it is. It is happening, but it's not as bad as we think. No, it's pretty fucking bad, right? They think, trickle-down economics, that's a good idea. No, it isn't. We know it doesn't work, right? We know that universal basic income is a good idea. We know that universal healthcare is in every measurable way better than, a privatized healthcare, right? In all the every economic argument, every environmental argument, every single argument conservatives have is demonstrably dumb. It's a dumb idea. And I don't think they could win elections if that was all they talked about. I just don't think they could. I don't think, it would be, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm being too optimistic. I am someone who obviously has a lot of faith in humanity. Maybe they could. But the thing is, what conservatives have realised, and especially realised in the last, 20 years, they've realised something. They're never going to win when they only talk about the economy. They're never going to win when they only talk about, the environment and stuff like that. So what are they going to talk about? The culture wars. That is the thing that has happened, that has changed in the last 10 to 20 years, is the culture wars, where conservatives have weighed in on these issues that don't fucking matter. None of the culture war bullshit issues matter to them. I want to say specifically, they don't matter to them. Let me give you a perfect example. Let me give you a perfect fucking example. Go woke, go broke. That's the catch call of conservatives online, on Sky News, in the Murdoch press. It's no longer just a social media, fucking meme. It's legitimately my dad said it the other day. He's 67 years old. He's never been on the internet. He reads physical newspapers. And he was saying, go woke, go broke. It's a thing that has permeated our society, this idea that wokeness, like, I hate even the term wokeness, but that wokeness, that quote unquote wokeness is ruining our society, that it's infecting our brains. It's destroying our culture. And it is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. And the people who are obsessed with it are dumb and or idiots and or grifters who know that it's all bullshit. They're just trying to get views on their shitty YouTube channels, or they're trying to get elected or whatever. Wokeness is not killing anything. Wokeness is nothing. There's no such, it's, what are you talking about, you dickhead? When people go on about wokeness in media and in video games and in TV shows, I just think, don't you have fucking bills to pay, cunt? Don't you have fucking electricity bills and rego and fucking stress in your life? What the fuck do you give a shit if there's a Ghostbusters remake with women in it? I know that's an old reference, but here's a current reference, right? Here's a current reference. And this is maybe requires a little bit of an explanation for my two listeners who probably don't play video games like me. There's a new game coming out from Naughty Dog Studios, a video game. It's called Intergalactic. I don't know much about the video game. I don't really know much about it at all because they've just released a little trailer. And in the trailer, there's what appears to be a woman with a shaved head who looks like she knows how to fight in a spaceship. That's all. That's what we saw in the trailer. A woman with a shaved head who looks like kind of a little bit muscular, in a spaceship, and it looks like she's like, oh, I'm ready to fucking go. I don't know exactly what's going on. The trailer looks fucking cool, by the way. It just looks like a cool video game. And immediately, entire subreddits, entire online communities have cropped up to say, what is this woke trash? Why are we forced to play as a woman? Or she's probably gender non-binary. Or she's got a shaved head. Why doesn't she look like a traditional woman? Or she's all muscular. Why does she have to be all masculine? It's ruining masculinity. Women should be sexy in video games. I think women should be sexy little princesses in my video games. What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with your brain that has been melted, that you see a character in a video game and you're like, this? People are literally saying this is what's wrong with our society. This is destroying our society. I want to talk to my listeners who might be on the cusp of thinking things like this, who might be on subreddit seeing things like this. Fucking who gives a shit? Who gives a fucking shit? There's a character who's a woman who's got a shaved head. Oh, well, call the cops. What the fuck do you care? What the fuck do you give a shit? Does the game look good? I reckon it looks pretty fucking cool. There's a big, like, what looks like an electronic sword and a robot. Give me a robot and there's 80s music. Looks cool to me. Space time. Like, I'm going to play the shit out of this game. Maybe the game will suck. I don't know. And if it does suck, oh, well, you know what also sucks? Most games, most movies, most TV shows that are made are kind of shit. But there's some good ones. There's TV shows that I hate. There's movies that I hate. There's video games that I hate that I wouldn't play for a second. A movie that, like, I watched a movie the other day. It was called The Bank of Dave. I don't really know what it's about. I watched the first 2 minutes of it and I went, this movie sucks. This movie fucking sucks. And I said, Mum, why do you put this movie on? She said, I don't know. And I said, fuck you, Mum. And I threw the remote control across the room and I said, I'm going to my room. I didn't do any of that because I'm an adult and I don't give a fuck. I saw a movie that I didn't really like and I went, and then I just walked in and I just watched something else. I watched a Star Trek. If you must know, I watched an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Yum. But like, so a piece of media exists that you don't like. Oh, well, have a cry about it. I don't know. Like, what do you want me to say? Like I remember, right, I know it's an old reference, but I'll talk about it because it's, you know, I feel like everybody knows it. When the all-female reboot of Ghostbusters came out, people were upset. They're like, oh, you've gone woke with it. You've made it all women when it used to be all men. First of all, who gives a shit? It was all men, yeah. So what's wrong with it being all women? Like, what's the issue? What's the actual issue, right? Like, is your complaint about the movie? Is it about, like, you know, whatever? Is the movie going to be shit? Yeah, probably. It's got nothing to do with anything other than the fact that, like, let's be honest, there were 2 good Ghostbusters movies and a whole bunch of Ghostbusters media that was shithouse. Like, same with Star Wars. There were 3 good movies and the rest of them have been absolute dog shit. Like, it's not about wokeness or whatever. It's just about people in marketing rehashing the same ideas over and over and over again and milking it until it's fucking dead. But also, who cares? It doesn't affect you. It doesn't hurt you. There's so many movies I don't like. There's so many video games I don't like. There's a video game that I not only do I love, I would say maybe is one of my favorite video games of all time, one of my favorite pieces of media of all time. I don't think I'm saying anything too controversial when I say The Last of Us 2. The Last of Us, you may have seen the TV series. The video game it was based on was a fucking phenomenal. And then The Last of Us 2 came out, and it is one of the best games I've ever played in my life. I love this game. I've played it through 3 times. It is fucking phenomenal. One of the best games I've ever played. And I remember going on the Last of Us 2 subreddit, right? And when a video game comes out that I'm excited about, I tend to avoid reading things and learning about things. I want to just experience it blank. I don't read reviews, nothing. And I played this game and I thought, Jesus, I've had a really good time here. I've had a really good time. I can't wait to go on to the Last of Us 2 subreddit and see what my other fellow gamers are saying about this amazing game. And maybe sharing artwork of their favorite scenes from the game or posting stories about, I beat the game in under 5 hours on Ultra Nightmare difficulty. Let's share the love of this game. I'm going to go onto the subreddit and read what people are saying. And it is a subreddit that exists to this day. This game is nearly 5 years old. Subreddit that exists to this day with like hundreds of thousands, if not like 1 million people in it, who post on a daily basis about how much they hate this game, about how it's gone woke, how the wokeness of it, because here's the problem, right? And, there's a couple of women in it. Yeah, there's like a few women in it. It's actually mostly women. Shocking. And one of the women is muscly like a man. And like, whoa. Whoa. And they have created a community that exists based around the fact that they hate this game. They have created an entire online community that they participate in daily. They post memes, they post stories about how the game pisses them off and how it makes them feel. Like 5 years later, like I'm literally 4 or 5 years, I can't remember how long ago it came out. They, on a daily basis, they are posting, God, the wokeness of this game is tearing me apart. And that is a perfect microcosm of conservative politics. They just hate something so much that their entire identity is based around fuck you, go fuck yourself, fuck off. They're obsessed with hating this thing that doesn't affect them in any way, shape, or form. Like, because this is the thing, right? First of all, their opinion is wrong. Objectively, The Last of Us 2 is actually one of the best games ever made. It is so fucking good, right? It is so fucking good. It is a phenomenal game. The mechanics, the story, the characters, it's a thrill ride from start to finish. If you don't play video games and you watch the series, Last of Us, the series, I think season 2 is going to be pretty crazy. It is just a thrill ride, right? So they're wrong. But hey, look, hey. I understand that maybe my opinion is just my opinion, and maybe you hate the game. But even if the game was shit, even if the game was a pile of shit, oh well. The game Superman 64 was a pile of shit, famously the worst game ever made. I once rented it, not knowing that it was one of the worst games ever made back in the day when you could rent video games, and it was a Nintendo 64 game. And it was terrible. It was almost unplayable in like how badly designed the game was. And I went, ugh. And then I turned it off, and then I returned it to the video store. And I didn't spend years of my life joining communities where we talked about how much we hated Superman 64. I don't like cricket. I don't join anti-cricket communities going, what is up with this cricket? They just hit a ball and then they just stand around. Like, who gives a shit? It's a piece of media. Like, most games are shit. Most TV shows are shit. Most movies are shit. And then some are good. And why do you give a shit, right? And this is what the conservatives, the Peter Duttons, the Trumps, the Musks have all locked onto. They know that this is what young dudes care about for some reason. So instead of going, oh yeah, hey, why don't we have an economic policy that benefits only the rich? And why don't we just tell the scientists who all in unison say global warming is happening to go fuck themselves? People might go, especially like, to be honest, dudes on the internet might go, well, hang on a second, I've read an article that says this is incorrect. They might not vote for them. But if they go, hey, yeah, go woke, go broke, wokeness is killing us, then people who are like, yeah, I didn't like The Last of Us Part 2 are going to suddenly join the conservatives. It's culture wars. It is bullshit. And this is what I'm saying not to get sucked into, right? Because conservatives like to think, and they're over in America going on about how they hate Taylor Swift, how they hate fucking, I don't know, a wet ass pussy. Do they hate wet ass pussy? I don't even know if they hate wet ass pussy. I can't see. This is the thing I can't follow on to, because on one hand they get upset when a character in a video game isn't like a sexy traditional woman, and they're like, oh, they've made her unsexy, they've made her whatever. But then if a woman is like, oh, I'm gonna do a really sexy horny song, they're like, oh, they're rotting our kids' brains. Like, fucking make up your mind, cunt. But they're buying into the culture war shit because they know it gets them votes, right? And because what they've done is they've created a false dichotomy. Whether you like The Last of Us Part 2 or Taylor Swift, or you like having one side of your head shaved and your hair dyed green and a nose ring or not, frankly has nothing to do with whether or not global warming is real or, trickle-down economics works. Those are separate things. art that you like has nothing to do with the like economic and scientific realities of the world. You know, the housing crisis has nothing to do with wokeness. The fact that we have, you know, hundreds of thousands of empty homes in Australia whilst we have homeless people sleeping on the street has nothing to do with Taylor Swift and whether or not you think Taylor Swift is a good musician or not. And the Conservatives have successfully managed to combine those things and say, well, do you hate quote unquote woke video games? Do you hate the music of Taylor Swift? Do you hate the all-female Ghostbusters reboot? Well, then you've got to vote for coal seam gas. You know, like they've successfully managed to join the culture to unrelated economic and environmental issues and make them one and the same. And this is what I'm saying to, you know, young dudes, especially young dudes like me, because these are the people that are most at risk of going down this path. I say young dudes like me. I'm no longer young. I'm a 41-year-old man, but I was young once. But here's the thing, right? You're at risk of going down this path, and I get it. Because I will admit to you here that I don't like the music of Taylor Swift. Shocking. I think I don't like pop music in general. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I don't want to listen to it. I don't find it interesting. I don't like it. I could go on about why I don't like it, but also who cares? Because, you know, I'm probably not Taylor Swift's demographic. I didn't like the all-female Ghostbusters remake. Didn't like it. Thought it was crap. It was a crap movie. But that has nothing to do with anything. It's just not a movie for me. You know, like I don't like if you look at a protest. If you look at a protest of lefties protesting something, any protest, take any protest you like where lefties are protesting something, look at them. Physically look at them. And you'll see haircuts there that I think, it's going to be between you and I, look a bit silly. You're going to see little haircuts that look a bit silly. You're going to see people who like music that is pretty lame. Pretty lame music. You might see people doing things like beat poetry. I don't like beat poetry. I don't like it. I like death metal. But here's the thing. Don't give a shit. I don't like if someone is out there protesting the genocide that is currently happening in Gaza and they have a haircut that I think looks a bit silly and they like music that I think is lame, I'm not going to go, oh, well, I don't care about the genocide now. Like, I don't care. They're young. They want to dress the way they want to dress. Doesn't affect me. It doesn't mean anything. They probably think I look pretty fucking stupid in my 17 black Johnny Big t-shirts and my balding hair that I don't know what to do with, that I haven't shaved, but I still just keep growing it long and it's not working out for me. I look like a pedophile. They probably look at me and think I look like a pedophile. They would look at the music I listen to like Blood Incantation and go, ugh. Yuck, what's this crap? I like jazz. They would go, who's the Esbjörn Svensson trio? Ugh, you wanker. That's okay. Because politics and culture aren't actually related. They're not the same thing. Art is subjective. Music is subjective. Whether or not global warming is happening is objective. That is a fact. Whether or not, the tax policies that benefit billionaires will also benefit poor people whether or not that is true is a fact. And the fact is it's not true. Like the culture wars are what conservatives are using to bring people over to their side. And it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all a grift. It's a grift to say, hey, if you don't like this kind of music and you don't like this kind of haircut and you don't like this kind of video game and you don't like this kind of media, well, then guess what? We got to fucking burn more coal, cunt. And you're buying it. You're buying into their bullshit. They're robbing you. They got their hand in your pocket while they say, yeah, go woke, go broke. It's all a fucking grift. And it's not just culture wars because, like, it's also things that are, there's issues that are a lot more important than whether or not there's a woman in a video game. Issues like transgender rights, for example, issues like the rights of queer people, and they latch onto these issues, right? This is another issue they latch onto. And this is, I don't want to say this is culture wars because it's more than culture wars, isn't it? It is. But take, for example, the debate about whether or not transgender people can or should use bathrooms that are, the gender by which they identify. I mean, what a dumb fucking argument to be involved in if you believe that no. Like if you believe that a man is a man and a woman is a woman and nothing can change that, and there's no, first of all, scientifically, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, right? Anyone who sits there and says like, oh no, men are men and women are women, and well, it's a complicated field. There's hormones, there's chromosomes, there's things I don't know, I don't understand. I haven't studied biology. I don't know enough to be able to, like, all I know for certain is that if a person says I'm a woman, it doesn't affect me in a single iota to call her she and say, yeah, you're a woman. You can use the women's bathrooms. It makes no fucking difference to my life whatsoever, whether they have a dick or a pussy or whatever. And conservatives are like, I got to check your genitals before you go into the toilets. They're obsessed with this idea that like transgender people are somehow infecting us, in like they're doing something to our kids, that nothing's going to happen. Literally nothing's going to happen if a transgender person exists and goes to a toilet and does a shit or a piss. Nothing's going to happen in your life other than that a person will do a shit or a piss, which is already disgusting, and we shouldn't even be talking about it. I don't want to talk about poos and wees anymore. But even if, and I don't even, like, a transgender woman is a woman. This is my belief, my steadfast belief is that a transgender woman is a woman, a transgender man is a man. End of story. But even if I didn't believe that, and I believed that men are men and women are women and it can't be changed and whatever, it still wouldn't affect me in any way. Like, it still wouldn't affect me in any way to just say, oh yeah, you're a woman and you can use the women's bathroom. Or you're a man, you can use the men's bathroom. It wouldn't impact my life in one single bit. And if you believe that men are men and women are women, which isn't true, but whatever, like, let's give you the benefit of the doubt. If you believe that, who gives a shit? Why do you give a shit? Don't you have fucking bills to pay, cunt? Why the fuck are you upset about this thing? It doesn't matter. I can't. And this is why I can't be a conservative. I can't be a bigot. I could never even be close to one of those things because I don't give a shit. Maybe it's because I'm lazy. Maybe it's because whatever. Maybe it's because I'm a bad person. I'm not saying I'm a good person. I don't fucking give a shit. I don't give a shit if someone has a dick or a pussy. I don't give a shit if someone, if 2 men fuck, if 2 women fuck, if 4 men and 3 women fuck in a big fucking fuck pile. I don't give a shit if people eat ass. I don't give a shit if someone wears a dress. People are like, oh, what if my son starts wearing a dress to preschool? I don't give a fucking shit. What the fuck do I care? Let him wear a dress. Who cares? Dresses are comfortable. I was in a punk band where I wore dresses on stage every day, and then I started wearing dresses in my real life until I just got real fat and decided I would just dress at Johnny Big and wear relaxed fit jeans and billowy black t-shirts. Like, wear a fucking dress, dye your hair green, play a fucking video game with a woman with a bald head in it. Who gives a shit? Why the fuck do you care? The world is burning. We are at war in multiple continents. There's never been a bigger divide between the rich and the poor. Home ownership is out of our control. Home ownership is now a dream that is dead for most Australians. Like, the economic realities, we are fucked. We are fucked in the ass in a bad way. And you're worried about people getting fucked in the ass in a good way? Get out of my fucking life, you dog cunts. Who gives a shit? So that's my opinion. That's why I can't be a hard right, alt-right fuckwit. And that's why you shouldn't be one either. Because the culture wars don't matter. The culture wars don't matter. It doesn't matter what's like if you see a woman in a movie, oh no, there's a woman in a movie. Grow up. Get over it. Go fuck yourself if you're upset by it. Take a look in the mirror and go, what am I upset about? Am I that much of a fucking loser that I'm upset because there's a woman in a movie? Fuck off. And if you're upset because someone's using a toilet to piss or shit and you don't think they have the right genitals to piss or shit in that toilet, grow up. Just grow up and stop being such a fucking nerd. Like, get over it, you dickhead. Like, get mad about, if you're going to get mad about something, get mad about the fact that Elon Musk has more money than you could ever than a human being could ever possibly spend in 20 lifetimes. And he didn't even do any. He didn't even create anything. He just told other people to do it. He just had that money because he was born with money because his parents owned a sapphire mine. Get mad about the fact that you're probably going to die because a big corporation is putting forward legislation so that they can keep pumping pollution or plastics or whatever the fuck into the environment. Get mad about the fact that there's plastic particles in your balls. That's true. That's true. If you're a dude and you got balls, guess what? There's microplastics in your balls and they may be making you infertile and they may be giving you ball cancer. You know, there's a rise in colon cancer in young people and they think it might be because of microplastics. I don't know, but microplastics could be found to be the new smoking. Maybe get mad about the fact that there's companies pumping out this shit that's filling our rivers and waterways that's literally killing us. And don't give a fuck about someone with a bald head in a video game or someone doing a piss or a shit in a toilet. Grow up, get over it, go fuck yourself. But also vote for people that I like. Anyway, that's the whole kit and caboodle. I don't know if that's a good episode. I don't know if any of these are good episodes. I don't even know if this is a good podcast. But I'll keep doing it until I get bored. My name's Greg, and I love you. No, actually, I was going to say something. I can't remember what it was. Nah, it's gone. Yeah, it's totally gone. All right, see ya.
The Greg Larson Show. The big unit is ready to go. The Greg Larson Show. Muck around on the Mazepam. A fresh custard